Number 10. Teddy Long and The Undertaker. During 2009, a young CM Punk was working his way up the ranks within the WWE and eventually found himself locked into a feud with the legendary Undertaker over the World Heavyweight Championship. The pair would face off at Breaking Point 2009 in a submission match. The event was being held in Montreal, Canada, so WWE as usual saw it as a perfect chance for a screw job. As the pair waged war, CM Punk would eventually lock The Undertaker in the Anaconda Vice, with the referee Scott Armstrong immediately calling for the bell, even though Undertaker had never tapped out. As Punk and the referee escaped from ringside, Teddy Long came out to the stage to show who had set up the screw job on The Undertaker. This wasn't really anything original, and just a copy and paste moment from the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series 1997. Number 9. Batista and John Cena. John Cena had recently lost the WWE Championship to Sheamus at WWE's TLC pay-per-view in 2009, and going into 2010, he was on a quest to regain the title. Cena would end up inside the Elimination Chamber battling amongst 5 other superstars, and Cena would last to the final 2 against Triple H, and managed to make the game tap out to the STFU, for Cena to win his 8th world title. Moments after the bout ended, Cena had no time to celebrate as Vince McMahon appeared on the stage, stating that Cena had to defend his newly won championship immediately against the Animal Batista. With Cena having just survived the grueling chamber match, Batista delivered a quick spinebuster and a powerbomb for the victory to walk out as WWE Champion. Number 8. Vince McMahon and Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston had one hell of a year in 2019. He would replace an injured Mustafa Ali inside the Elimination Chamber and put on a memorable performance, lasting into the final 2 before losing to Daniel Bryan. Kingston's journey continued as he would be screwed over by Vince McMahon, first being removed from the Fastlane main event for the WWE Championship. Then, on an episode of SmackDown, McMahon would put Kingston in a handicap match against the Bar. McMahon would offer Kingston one more shot to make it to WrestleMania by putting him into a gauntlet match against 5 other superstars, and if he won, he would get a shot at the WWE title at WrestleMania 35. Kingston would win the match, only to be screwed over again as McMahon announced Daniel Bryan as the 6th surprised opponent. Luckily, the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods would go on to win a tag team gauntlet match to award Kingston the championship match at WrestleMania and putting an end to the Screwjobs for good. Number 7. Paul Heyman and Rob Van Dam. After ECW was revived in 2006, Rob Van Dam would be drafted to help carry the brand. RVD would go on to defeat John Cena at ECW One Night Stand 2006 to win the WWE and ECW Championship, awarded to him by Paul Heyman. Finally, RVD had reached the peak of the business, but sadly this would not last for long. RVD would shortly be suspended due to a wellness policy violation and was forced to firstly drop the WWE Championship to Edge on an episode of Raw, followed by defending the ECW Championship against the Big Show the next night on ECW. As RVD had the Big Show down for the count, Paul Heyman would enter the ring and refuse to count the pinfall, screwing over RVD and giving the Big Show the win to become the new ECW champion to the dismay of many. Number 6. Vince McMahon and The Rock. The main event of WrestleMania 16 was a fatal 4-way elimination match for the WWE Championship with a McMahon family member in every corner, who took sides of each superstar competing in the match. Shane would side with The Big Show, Vince with The Rock, Stephanie with Triple H, and Linda with Mick Foley. This match was full of chaos, and as Triple H and The Rock would end up as the final 2 men in the match, Vince McMahon would enter the ring with a chair, presumably to attack Triple H with. Instead, he would turn on The Rock and hit him twice with the chair, helping Triple H retain the WWE title and become the first heel ever to retain the championship in WrestleMania history. Number 5. Vince McMahon and Mankind. In perhaps the greatest tournament that the WWE ever produced, Survivor Series 1998, The Deadly Games, would give birth to the corporate champion. The corporation had been set up by Vince McMahon to combat rebellious superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin. As the faction formed, they needed a champion to lead the group. Mankind thought he would be the perfect fit for this role, resulting in Vince McMahon leading Mankind on into believing that this would work. As Mankind and The Rock would end up going face to face in the finals of the tournament for the WWE Championship, The Rock would place Mankind into the sharpshooter, with Vince McMahon demanding the bell to be rang even though Mankind had never tapped out. Vince had helped screw Mankind out of the title and hugged it out in the middle of the ring with The Rock, as the new corporate champion had been crowned. Number 4. The McMahons and Stone Cold. In 1999, Linda and Stephanie McMahon would name Stone Cold Steve Austin as the new CEO of the WWE. Vince and Shane were furious and would do anything to regain full control of the company. They would challenge Austin to a 2-on-1 handicap ladder match at the King of the Ring pay-per-view, where the winner would receive full control of the WWE. This match would unfold in chaos, with Austin managing to dominate. It looked like he had the match won. However, as Austin climbed up the ladder, the briefcase would mysteriously be raised out of his reach, and when Shane pushed both Austin and his dad off the ladder, the briefcase would be lowered for Shane to secure the win and ownership of WWE for the McMahons, whilst Austin was left perplexed in the ring. Number 3. The McMahons and Shawn Michaels. Remember the time that Shawn Michaels teamed up with God to take on Vince and Shane McMahon? Well, this all started back when HBK got screwed over at the 2006 Royal Rumble. Michaels had entered the Rumble match as the 25th entrant and had eliminated 3 superstars and was ready to win the whole thing. Vince McMahon's music would suddenly start to play, and a distracted Shawn Michaels watched along as McMahon made his way to the ring, but Vince had already a dastardly plan to mind, with his son Shane attacking Michaels from behind and eliminating Michaels from the match, screwing him out of the main event of WrestleMania. Number 2. Triple H and Daniel Bryan. The rise of Daniel Bryan in 2013 is one of wrestling's greatest stories, but on this night, fans would be left majorly disappointed. Bryan would face off against John Cena in the main event of SummerSlam with Triple H as special guest referee to ensure that no one would interfere. Bryan would manage to pick up the win and his first ever WWE Championship. As the fans went wild and the celebration commenced, Randy Orton's music hit as the Viper emerged with the Money in the Bank briefcase. The unthinkable would then unfold as Triple H would hit Bryan with a pedigree, allowing Orton to cash in and become WWE Champion. Bryan had been screwed and lost the WWE Championship within a matter of minutes, kick-starting the rise of the Authority and Daniel Bryan's build to WrestleMania 30. Number 1. Vince McMahon and Bret Hart. Of course, this would top our list, with previous entrants being inspired by this single event. This infamous moment lives on in the minds of all wrestling fans and would go on to define what a screwjob really is. In 1997, Vince McMahon knew that Bret Hart would be leaving the WWE for rival promotion WCW. Bret Hart was the current WWE champion, and McMahon didn't want him jumping ship with the company's top prize. Backstage, Bret had refused to lose to Shawn Michaels at the Survivor Series in his home country of Canada, and accepted to drop the title at a later date, but Vince McMahon took matters into his own hands, and had decided to take the title away from Bret without his knowledge. As the match neared its end, Shawn Michaels locked in the sharpshooter onto Bret, with referee Earl Hebner calling for the bell immediately, whilst Bret Hart had never tapped out. Michaels escaped with the title, as the show ended with the Montreal crowd nearly rioting, and Bret spitting in the face of Vince after realising what had gone down.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content.